Hey there. Been watching a lot of toolbox videos since this lockdown's been happening and everybody got laid off. Um, Decided to kind of make one of my own. By trade, I am a welder, machinist, steel fabricator, uh, amateur mechanic, looking probably going to expand a little bit more into that mechanicking in the future. So anyway, like I said, I've been watching quite a lot of these toolbox videos and seeing what everybody else has, and I kind of wanted to make one of my own. And if nothing else, it keeps a guy doing something rather than just sitting on his thumbs. So without any further ado, kind of get into it. So right now, what I got here is a Matco tool cart. It's been pretty good to me. I'd highly recommend it. It's a good little unit. So what we got in here is some quarter inch metric or metric standard, 3/8 metric standard, half-inch metric standard. All the deep sockets are impacts. As you can see, I got a couple holes to fill. We got a Mastercraft torque wrench. So looking at it, you'll see there's not any Snap-on or Matco. For what I have done in the past, Mastercraft has been sufficient, and as one YouTuber I watched said, Snap-on tends to be Snap-gone. Worked in quite a few shops where we were required to supply our own equipment, our own hand tools, power tools for a lot of it, and I knew guys that had completely had to replace entire tool sets just because of other people's sticky fingers. So if any of these go walking away, I don't tend to feel all that bad about it. And Mastercraft, for the tools that I have, is a lifetime warranty. So going on, this would be my general junk drawer. Earbuds. These are really the way to go. They're form fitted. I went and got these from an audiologist in the city closest to me. They ran me about $160. Worth every penny. That's actually my second set that I've had. So flashlights, some locks for when I was doing some millwright work, locking out equipment, a knife, just general stuff, marking tools, magnets. There's my little inspection mirror. In the back here, we got a wraparound for marking out pipes, for cutting and such, and a few reference books in the back. Some hydraulic stuff, ITB pipe trades for, obviously piping, ITB metal welding handbook. I'd highly recommend these books. They're great reference material, as well as a reference book from Varsteel. Different material thicknesses, grades, kind of let you know what you're going to be able to order if you're in charge of ordering and that kind of stuff. These guys are pretty cool. I've got them in a lot, yard sale type deal. Not quite sure what they're for. I put them in a vise and use them to grip pipe and round material. But if anybody knows what they're actually for, it'd be great to have somebody educate me on that one. This drawer in the back, hex key set, metric imperial. These are my nut driver sets for the impact, my 1/4 inch impact, and then a few pliers, vice grips, that kind of stuff that you would generally use when you're welding. These guys have been here since my first year of technical training when I was in, good grief, that was 2013. Great tool. Going into the next one, next drawer, wrenches. I've expanded this drawer a little bit recently just because I have been looking at getting more into the mechanicking aspect of that. Saw a bunch of YouTube videos on these longer flex head ratcheting ratchets. They were on sale, so I picked them up. Same thing. So standard metric, went and picked up a bunch of ratcheting wrenches. These are all gear. They're all Mastercraft tools. However, you can see on these ones that they're, I don't know if you guys can see that. Anyway, it's gear wrench. They're gear wrenches. Just Canadian Tire put their stamp on them. So yeah, it's kind of what we got for wrenches. Over the years, I've just kind of bought what I could when I could. Again, you're not looking for a lot of Snap-on, or at least not yet. Maybe in the future we'll get kind of that way, but when a guy's got a family and kids and mortgage, different priorities come first, and so you buy the best you can with what you got and you make it work. And so far I've yet to snap a wrench or wreck a socket, and these things have held up really well. I have a set of Husky shorties here. I bought those when I first broke out with my rig truck back in 2015, early 2015, and they've held up really well. Going on, this was a Crescent wrench from DeWalt, had the spud on the end. Great tool. Goes big enough that you could switch out your regulators on your bottles. So yeah, highly recommend. You'll see if I had to pick anything, I really do like the DeWalt brand of tools. They've always held up really well for me, as well as I really don't have too many complaints about the Mastercraft. Here's another Saskatchewan socket set. What I really like about this one is it'll go all the way to a 2-inch. And it definitely has its merits to it. Right down there is smaller Crescent wrench. And here's a drawer we're probably going to be expanding a little bit in the near future. Got my 2-foot carpenter levels, or carpenter squares. DeWalt, cordless impact, cordless drill, some batteries. This guy right here, super impressed with this one. Never been big on the cordless grinders and such, but it's so handy. It has for the battery life, it has a lot of jam. I use it pretty much when I go to grab for a grinder these days, it's generally that one. Really good for quick jobs. It has a bit of staying power, and it really does have some torque to it. If you're looking to get into something like that, I'd highly recommend that DeWalt cordless grinder. Okay, down at the bottom we have my arc gouger and a splitter. Really handy when you're on the job site to be able to put your grinders, your die grinder, hook that all up onto one cord and not have to waste a bunch of time switching in between tools. And so that's kind of it for